Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's 6:19. Hey, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling worried? Are you living in fear? Well, I've got news for you. Sorry, I wanted to be super cheesy infomercial person that came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. I apologize. I apologize. No, but really, are you okay? How are you? How are you? Are you okay? So anxiety, fear, constant worry, and one day at a time, literally one day at a time. So no matter what, here's the thing, and this applies to like any scenario. It applies to any scenario. It can apply to work, like at work, if you're at a job and you have like this like super long to-do list, or like shit's hitting the fan, because like everywhere you work, shit's always hitting the fan. It's work. It's work. It's how it goes, right? It's how it goes. You just handle it. You handle it, right? So if it's at work, if you feel like things are falling apart in life, if you have relatives that are falling sick, or if you're taking care of like elderly relatives, anything like that, anything, anxiety about money, anxiety about I don't know, like maybe you're going to school, or you're going to go to school next year and start doing something like that, and like you have to figure that out, or you're about to have a baby and your whole routine and your whole life is going to change. All these things, all of these, and anything, literally anything under the sun. Anything can come along with anxiety, fear, or worry. Anything, like all of these, like it's your brain. It's your brain. It naturally just like wants to run away with. Well, not naturally. No, it's actually not natural. It's something that's been conditioned into us. So no, it's not natural. But it's a new natural state for it to want to constantly run away with all these thoughts, with all this like, what if this and what if that, and oh, I need to do this and I need to do that, and I have all this stuff to do and I need to figure this out. And yes, you do need to figure things out. You do need to figure things out, but you don't need to stress about it, right? You don't need to stress about it. You don't need to be in this panic state, in this you know, where your chest is tight, where it feels like you're wound up, where it feels like you're on the verge of crying or breaking down or something like that. You don't need to be in that state. Now, it's sadly normal. Like, that's the thing. It's normal. It's a new normal for so many people to live like that, because this is just what we've been brought into. This is how we're the result of our life's experiences, right? And if you look around, so many people are anxious and so many people are worried all the time. And even when I used to have severely debilitating anxiety, and I remember the way that I used to feel, I would look at people that weren't as anxious as I was as like heroes. How are you so calm? How are you so calm? How are you so calm? I wish I could be like you. And not to say, and I'm not comparing to the same people, but people that are in that same place. And now that I've continued on this path and I'm meditating every single day and doing all of these things, I can still feel the worry and the fear. It's just like this underlying constant in so many people's lives. And I still get it. I still have these things come up. But what you do is you figure it out. You just breathe. You just breathe and you just let it go. And a lot of it is training your brain to not get carried away with those thoughts. And you can do that through just literally talking back to these thoughts, to talking back to yourself and calming yourself down. Calming yourself down. Breathe, 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 breathe. And you know what helps with that? You know what helps with that? Meditation. Now here's the reason why meditation helps, and I'm going to talk about like the one day at a time thing, and you know what, let's talk about that first. So the one day at a time thing that I have there as a side thing, that's how you have to take everything. And once you're meditating, well, yes, you should meditate, but once you're breathing into it and you're starting to recognize these patterns of anxiety or these patterns of fear and these worry, or the fact that you're like constantly in this physically stressed out state, like if you do a scan, if you take a moment and you scan your body, how much tension are you holding on to? You know, your brow, your jaw, in here especially, like right at the back right there, I always clench the back of my jaw unknowingly, and like I have this like it's not always, but it's there. And then like in my temples, you actually don't even notice, but you carry tension in all these places. And if you're constantly in this tense state, your body's going to respond to that in not so healthy ways, right? So it's healthy for you to relieve all of the stress. It's so healthy for you to relieve all of this physically, but at the same time, it's going to be so good mentally. So go meditate, take it one day at a time. Don't beat yourself up about being stressed out, but also don't stress about the fact that they have all this, that you have so far to go. You have so far to go. It's just like your fitness journey. Every single day, you just start again. You start again. You hit the reset button. You still have to do the things. You still have to exercise. You still have to eat the healthy things. You still have to fight your sugar cravings if that's what you're working on, whatever it might be, right? You still have to do the things every single day, and there's no sense in worrying about next week or next month or what things are going to be like or how long it's going to take you or anything, because it's still going to take you however long it's going to take you to become more mentally or emotionally stable or find your inner peace or whatever it might be. So meditating, so take it one day at a time. Don't worry. Don't put your body under that stress. Don't put your mind under that stress. One thing at a time. All the things, and when it comes to work, so many tangents today. I've had coffee again. That's why I'm like talking so fast. But when it comes to work, when it comes to life, when it comes to anything, make lists. Make lists, and you can look at these lists and you'll see, oh wow, look at all this shit I need to do. It's so daunting. But at the same time, it keeps you organized. It'll help keep you organized. And what you need to realize about lists is you'll see that everything still just needs to get done no matter what. And staring at this list and freaking out about this list isn't going to get anything done. Right? No, if you're not inspired in a creative space to work on a specific thing, then don't work on it, but you can work on something else. Or you can take downtime and you can slow down and do the self-care thing. Whatever you need to do, you do you. But looking at this list, it'll show you every single little thing that still needs to happen no matter what. No matter what. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about all the things at the bottom of the list that are going to happen at the bottom of the list, because you still have to go through the ones at the top, right? Right? I'm not going to wake up to, I'm not going to be 240 pounds, start a fitness journey, and then 2 days later be 150 pounds. I don't think that happens. That doesn't happen unless, like, we're in a sci-fi movie and there's, like, some alien that's, like, sucking body fat out of people. One day at a time, one step at a time. That's all it is. It's just one step at a time. And when it comes to training your brain for the fear and the worry and the anxiety, one day at a time. That's all it is. You might feel like you're failing at meditation right now. You might feel like you're failing at meditation right now because your mind is like all over the place. But every single day that you do it, every single day that you show up, you get better and you get better and you get better. And then one day you look back and you're like, holy shit, I'm a like shadow of who I used to be in terms of like my stress levels or my anxiety or whatever it might be. Anyways, what would I say about, I was going to talk about meditation. Right, so go meditate. That helps. And the reason I recommend meditation to everybody, and it doesn't have to be some fancy thing where you're making noises and doing things with your fingers or anything like that. And your knees, oh, you don't have to even sit cross-legged if it bothers you. Sometimes I lean against the wall and I put my legs right out in front of me because my knees bother me. And I have sore leg muscles because I don't stretch as often as I should, and I lift really heavy weights and whatever. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can sit in a chair, you can stare out the window, like just into nothingness in your kitchen window holding a cup of coffee. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but what it does give you is an opportunity to center yourself and to be alone with your thoughts and your feelings, because you do need to feel your feelings. If you are feeling fear and worry, you need to explore where those are coming from, and it might just be a matter of calming your ass down, but it also might be something that you need to address or work on. You don't know unless you look at it. If you're constantly just stuck in the cycle of fear and you don't take a minute to actually reflect on what the fuck it's coming from, you're never going to solve it and it's never going to go away. But also meditation is just going to give you that time. It's just going to give you the time to just calm down and to practice calming down. So when you practice calming down and you practice eliminating those thoughts regularly through meditation or through just having time, a time block for you to just be still by yourself, when you practice and practice and practice, when you're thrown into life and shit's hitting the fan all around you, guess what? Smooth sailing. It doesn't mean the shit's not hitting the fan, but it just means that you've built like shit shields and all the shit won't come all over you, right? It's not gonna like hit the fan and it's like bah, shit is all over you. You have like a shit shield between you and that fan. That's what it is. Meditation is a shit shield. That's what I should have titled this video. Meditation is a shit shield. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go work out. And that's another thing, self-care. Self-care, take care of yourself. Do the things. It's gonna be worth it. It sucks and you might think you don't have time, but you need to prioritize. And self-care is always a priority, because no matter what ends up happening, if you're not good, you're going to feel like you're falling apart. And you might not be falling apart, but you might feel like you're falling apart. And anything that you can do to try to build a bigger shit shield, do it. And health is one thing. You don't want to have shit hitting the fan when it comes to your physical health. You don't. Ever. Yeah. let's not even go there. I need to go. I need to go work out. I need to go work out. Here I am still fucking talking because I make things awkward. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. Have a great day, everybody.